people saying all this shit now, right? But when he was paying niggas bills and all that shit,
Nobody
they was
saying
letting him
nothing,
get away
right?
with whatever the fuck he was doing. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
great perspective right there.
I have a problem with that. Like I feel like
deep.
if you seen something happen and you was not comfortable with it, or if something happened and he told you, or even if he asked you to do something that you wasn't comfortable with,
right?
You always had a choice of whether you wanted to do it or not. It might have meant that you can't live in the lap of luxury anymore.
Yeah.
But those are the type of decisions that adults have to make.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying?
Nah,
it's like
100%.
Just because you ask me, all right, so I could be with a woman right now, right? And she paying for everything. She paying, she's a rich woman and she's making shit. I don't have to worry about nothing, right?
Yeah.
If she asks me to do something that I don't want to do, I got two choices. I can do it anyway because I don't want to lose what I have.
Yeah.
Or I can tell her no and run the risk of not being able to live in the lap of luxury anymore.
Yeah. That's real.
It's simple.
Right, because once you take that offer, you can't go back on it.
Right. If I'm gonna stand on it and be a man and say, no, I'm not doing that because I'm not comfortable with it, then I might have to suffer the consequences of having to go back to being broke and get my own money. You understand what I'm saying? But I can't live with this woman for 30 years and live off of her dime, or live with her for even 10 years and live off of her dime, and then come back and say, oh, she made me do all this stuff that I didn't want to do.
It's almost like being an opportunist. Like everybody's taking the opportunity because of all these new platforms. And
I don't get that. Like, of course, right is right and wrong is wrong, and you should not be abusing people or making people do stuff that they don't want to do. But people also have to know how to tell folks no. Like just because, like, if you don't want to do something, I don't understand what the problem is with telling them no. If they don't respect that and they want to end the relationship or whatever the arrangement is,
crazy.
then that's just what's got to happen.
Yeah, I don't think people are. I mean, I'm not gonna say all, but I don't think people are like that. They're going to take that opportunity and humble themselves for that moment that they get the opportunity to say.
And then once it doesn't,
that nigga right there, he robbed me, like.
Yeah. Wait. And then once it's no longer beneficial to them, then they come back and they say, like, I don't respect that because.
I respectfully understand.
Because niggas can't exist without somebody to, you know what I'm saying? Without somebody to be doing this stuff with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I hear people say these things, it's just like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, yo, you seen that shit happen. You knew it was dead wrong. But you let it happen because you traded the money or the fame or the clout or whatever you want to call it for what you knew in your heart was wrong.
Now, listen.
You don't get to reap the benefits of the bad stuff that people are doing and then come back and you know what I'm saying?
And it's funny because we come from the streets. We come from a moral rule of street game, regardless if we like it or not. So now that we got these platforms, it's a new platform. It's like a new part of I won't say streets, but it's a new rule, a new game,
a new element of the streets.
And it's like I think people lost the moral of the streets, and they're here in social media, and it's the wild, wild west right now. So like you said, a lot of people don't respect that, but they can't really do nothing about it because it's the wild, wild west. But I believe that in the future it will start changing. It will start changing. If a woman get raped today, she better say something tomorrow.
Right away.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if she let that slide, you're gonna get that repercussions of, wait a minute.
Yeah. So and then and that's what I'm saying. And like all of these different things is like, okay, you seen that girl, you seen him take that girl in that room, and you knew what the fuck he was. You knew she didn't want to go. You knew what he was gonna do or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Of course he's a piece of shit for the R word. Yeah. But you watched it happen. You watched the shit go down and didn't say nothing because the nigga was paying your salary at the time.
So that makes him equally as guilty as.
You're not as bad as the nigga who did it, but you you damn near.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
and then to come back and want to tell everything now is like.
Now it discredits you now. It takes a lot of credibility off your honor in things. You know what I'm saying? That's a good aspect that a lot of people don't talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody talks about that. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's new. Everything is new nowadays. You know, the Shay Club, Wallow and Gilly. You know, there's a lot of new elements in this. What do you think the future gonna look like? What it's gonna be with all of this, right?
I mean, we're seeing it now. Like it's like there's nothing, you know, nothing is sacred. It's like whatever is gonna get clicks and views. People are spilling their beans about stuff that they saw a bunch of years ago, and it doesn't matter. People give validity to stories without even having details, or you know, you guilty in public opinion before you even get to before you even make it to court.
That's crazy.
If somebody come out with a story and they position it the right way, you know what I'm saying? People may or may not believe them. If they believe them, it's gonna be double time. It's gonna be double as hard, double as difficult trying to disprove it. Or you know, if you don't say nothing, then people gonna believe whatever they want to believe.
So either way, right? You basically better have some receipts,
right?
Because the receipts is like as equal as alibis. You know? Did you see that? That kid that jumped, tried to get the judge?
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was crazy.
Did you see how they hit him?
Yeah, they was trying to hit him.
They hit him with like what, 19 counts, I believe, a felony.
Yeah, so he got, I think it's 19 months for. Well, he got 2 years, and then they
from
threw
what
another
he did before for that case.
Then they threw the 19 months on top of that, so he's looking at like 3.5, 4.
Wait, so they already like?
So I think he was being sentenced for. He had already gotten sentenced for what he was in court for.
Yeah,
and that's what she was sitting him back to finish out his sentence. Whatever his sentence was to finish out, plus he got to do 19 more months on top of that for what he did.
I mean, wow. I know when I heard her going down with these felonies, I was like,
I ain't gonna lie, what I respected was the judge stood on business because he had to go right back in front of the same woman. She didn't run. She didn't, you know. It would have been very easy for her to be like, I want him to see another judge now. I don't even want to see him anymore. But she actually came back to face him. When I saw that, I was like, whoa.
They must have been back
there telling her. She got a vendetta for this nigga. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, she really... Like for her to, I heard she was in the hospital and all that. For her to come out the hospital and still come and sentence this nigga, that was personal. That was personal.
Holy cow, man!
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I respect the move he did, but I don't respect that it was a woman. Like I feel like if one of them, he should have jumped over there on one of them
on the man, right? Or the ones that be slaying our people.
Yeah, right. That really be slaying us. Like I think he should have did that.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
See, that's why I like talking to you, my brother, because while everybody's talking right, you go a little left and just give them that little perspective of nobody talks about that. Right?
I mean, niggas probably wanted to do that, and I mean, niggas is getting standing there getting their fucking head blown off, and they probably like, I should just grab this nigga and fuck him up, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? In their mind, like niggas be looking at them judges like, if me and you was in the alley, I'd beat the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like you up there talking big and shit and telling me what you gonna do to me, where you gonna put me and all of that. If we didn't have all these people around, I'd beat your ass. They be probably looking at the judges like that, and he was just the first nigga that actually did it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're gonna see more niggas doing that shit. Especially now, like 19 months. That shit kind of really light for that, for what he did. Yeah. To me, that shit kind of really light.
When she was laying down the hammer, she was like, You got 1, 2, a battery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
I'm not.
9.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not. There's no way. She's like,
I know he's going under that jail.
Yeah.
I know he's going.
Like, you know, you've been in court before. Them judges talk crazy to you.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, damn. What if he like somebody need to jump over the shit on them? Like, you know what I mean? Them judges that really talk crazy to you.